Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today is November 27th, 2019. In this video, we're going to talk about the death of Taiwanese-Canadian actor Godfrey Gao, who is said to have died while filming the series Chase Me in China overnight. On this channel, I focus on the language of Gematria, a key component of numerology that is, in general, hidden from the public. And to me, Gematria is the component of numerology that really brings this whole thing together. We're also going to look at dates on the calendar, date numerologies, and date durations. Now, when I saw the name Godfrey Gao, the first thing I thought of was Gilbert Gottfried, not just because they both have the GG initials, but because the name Godfrey sounds an awful lot like the name Gottfried. Now, Gilbert Gottfried turned up in the alternative media sphere a few months ago in a very bizarre way. On July 11th, he posted a video on Instagram warning people not to go on the Golden Gate Bridge on August 11th. August 11th was a date being discussed heavily by the truth community, and Gilbert Gottfried's little message here was basically confirmation that it was just that, some sort of psyop, that nothing was going to happen on that date. And what we're discovering now is that this video is actually related to the death of Godfrey Gao. Let's begin with the age of Gilbert Gottfried, born on February 28th of 1955. This means that on today's date, the date that Godfrey Gao died, he was a span of exactly 777 months old. This is a pretty significant number. The Masonic motto, order out of chaos, summing to 777, as well as the phrase numeric ritual, and we will discover how the death of Godfrey Gao was a numeric ritual related to Gilbert Gottfried. So we're talking about all these 777s. Well, the initials GG, of course G is the seventh letter, so here we have a 7-7. Today's date numerology, 11 plus 27 plus 20 plus 19, gives us a sum of 77, what we call today's primary numerology. Godfrey Gao is said to have died while filming the show Chase Me, Godfrey Gao Chase Me, summing to 77, in reverse reduction. So the initials GG, 7 plus 7, ultimately this sums to 14. Notice how the name Gottfried equals 104 in the alphabetic order. In the reverse order, this sums to 139. If you measure from July 11th, this past year, to the date that Gilbert Gottfried died, remember July 11th was the date that Gilbert Gottfried posted the warning on Instagram, measuring from that date to Godfrey Gao's death is exactly 139, or a span of 140 days, tying into the Gematria of Gottfried, 139 and 104. Also worth pointing out that his full name, Gilbert Jeremy Gottfried, equals 253, which is the prime number gematria of the name Godfrey. So on this channel, I commonly discuss total solar eclipses, as these are incredibly significant, especially to this celebrity death code. Now, the name Gilbert Jeremy Gottfried sums to 1704 in Jewish gematria. This stands out because the phrase total solar eclipse equals 704 in that same cipher. Maybe also worth pointing out that Gilbert Gottfried is Jewish, Ashkenazi Jewish to be specific. Anyway, remember he posted that video to Instagram warning about August 11th and the Golden Gate Bridge. Well, of course, the initials GG, Gilbert Gottfried, also found in Golden Gate, GG. But the full name, Gilbert Jeremy Gottfried, sums to 118 in reduction, and the date he was warning about was the 11th of August, the date written 11/8. Today we get the death of Godfrey Gao. If we measure from his death to the next total solar eclipse, it's a span of 1 year and 18 days. Godfrey died while filming the show Chase Me, which debuted on the date November 8th, also written 11/8. This number appears in the Gematria of death, 118, and the word homicide, 118, also in Jewish Gematria. So what so many of you thought was a riddle pertaining to the collapse of the Golden Gate Bridge was actually related to the death of a man with a similar name. Using Jewish Gematria, the name Gottfried equals 361, which is 19 squared. And for some reason, my display capture isn't working, but I assure you, 361 is 19 times 19. The word 19 has matching numbers with the name Godfrey Gao, 41 and 13. And if you measure from the date Chase Me debuted, which was, again, November 8th of this year, we find that Godfrey Gao died 19 days later. In Hebrew, the word kill equals 19. Godfrey equals 109. Godfrey Gao equals 167. The 19th prime number is 67. And if you measure from Godfrey Gao's birthday, which is September 22nd, to the date he died, we get a span of 67 days. 67, another significant number of death. Blood sacrifice, 67, just like human sacrifice. And again, these events are related to total solar eclipses. Total solar eclipse summing to 67. Now, the 67th prime number is 331. Godfrey Gao dying on the 331st day of the year. And check out the name Gilbert Jeremy Gottfried. With capital letters taken into account, his name equals 331 as well. If we instead measure from the most recent total solar eclipse to the death of Godfrey Gao, we get a span of 149 days. The name Gao equals 149 in trigonal gematria. 149 is the 35th prime number. Godfrey Gao dying at the age of 35 in the country of China, which sums to 35 using the standard alphabetic order. The name Gao equals 23 in ordinal. The date he died has reduced numerology of 23. Also interesting that this man was born in Taiwan. Taiwan summing to 23 in reduction. Now, this death also appears to be related to a film that Godfrey Gao starred in 2013, getting his first big acting break. This movie was called The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones. And notice the release date of August 21st. This is the date of the Great American Eclipse in 2017, the 21st of August. On the date of that film's release, Godfrey Gao was exactly 10,560 days old. In Hebrew Gematria, the word eclipse equals 156. And this is because an eclipse always occurs 1, 5, or 6 lunar phases after the most recent one. Using prime numbers, the show he died while filming, Chase Me, equals 156. Eclipse also equals 33 in reduction, and the number 33 equals 156 in ordinal. Earlier this week, we had the death of pop star Gu Hara. She died at the age of exactly 1,506 weeks old. Now, if we measure from the release of the Mortal Instruments City of Bones to the date that Godfrey Gao died, we get a span of exactly 2,290 days. Well, this stands out because this is like the number 229 since zeros are ignored. The 22nd of September, or 22/9, is Godfrey Gao's birthday. Furthermore, 229 is the 50th prime number. The date he died had a life lesson number of 50. Also worth mentioning, the name Gottfried equals 50 in reduction. Godfrey Gao was also famous because he was the first Asian model to appear in a Louis Vuitton campaign. It's funny, I don't think I've ever actually said Vuitton out loud before, so I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, but I think that's right. Anyway, their logo has that LV. Notice how LV is 34 in ordinal. This is the reduction value of the word murder. And Gao died on the date leaving 34 days in the year. Also remember, this death was exactly 139 days after the warning that came from Gilbert Gottfried, which equals 139, the 34th prime number. There's also a couple of interesting things about the date numerology in relation to the moon. The moon has a metonic cycle of 19 years, 235 lunar phases. The metonic cycle, I believe, the most significant cycle of time. And Louis Vuitton does have the same gematria as metonic cycle. So there's certainly a lot to uncover about this death. Certainly more than what I found here. But this is definitely the key riddle. Gilbert Gottfried turning 777 months old today on a date with 77 numerology, like his initials 77, and then a man with a similar name dying, in relation to a warning that Gilbert Gottfried posted on Instagram earlier this year. Pretty bizarre stuff, but worth sharing nonetheless. All right, guys, thanks for jumping in on the live chat for all of you who can make it. This live stream came out a little bit later than I was intending. I had to figure out the new streaming software here. So, yeah, I mean, everyone's free to share this work. Remember, YouTube's not doing us any favors as far as getting the word out. The videos are certainly suppressed now. Fewer people seem to be getting alerts, from what I understand. And this is no surprise. This is happening across the board on YouTube. And hopefully this channel sticks around. You know, again, I'm not making any claims about this man's death. Just pointing out the undeniable facts of numerology and asking what the hell is really going on here. All right, guys, that'll do it. Hope everyone enjoys your holiday weekend. Hope you can recharge with some friends and family, some good food, and stay out of some political arguments, would you? All right, guys. Peace, love, God bless. See ya.